The Maroon White Pod brought to you by CityLink. For bookings, timetables, updates and any other information, head to citylink.ie.
Hello, you're all very welcome back to the Maroon and White Pod. I'm Aoife Lynskey.
And I'm Martina Harkin. And
how are you? How are you?
Good. Any news?
Sure. Where would I get it?
Busy week.
It was a busy week. Week with camps. We did the Ardahan Cool Camp, and we were sidekicks into that.
We were, and it was very successful. And the weather held, for us, thank God.
We were actually lucky until the last day, but the ice cream man came to save the day, so he did. But in fairness, now with the cool camps, it's gone on till August, and it's just given them all, like everyone, a chance to play camogie in hurling for the week and to get out there and get active. And I'd say parents are delighted to get them out of their hair. So it's brilliant value, really. Like, it's
fantastic value.
70 or 75 euro for the first child.
And they get the full kit. And for those who don't want the kit, they still get the week's coaching. And what is it? It's fun, skill development and games.
And that's it. And they're getting out and about. And like that, the bit of leagues, the leagues in the afternoon.
Adds a bit of competition to it and healthy competition. And looking from an outsider looking in, helping you out, if the kids were brilliant, were very well mannered, very respectful, and a very well run camp. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's great. And to thank all the coaches for all their help throughout the week. And it is hard to get good coaches.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And good coaches that will give you their time for the week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And like, we were lucky there to have Alan and Jason and Francis Connors came in, and with Kate, and we had an awful lot of just great coaches willing to give their time. And it's good to see the younger the younger helpers coming through, and to give them a chance at it. And that's the only way you can do it.
And something to give back. And speaking of coaching, we're going to be joined in a couple of minutes by a great manager in Matthew Twomey.
Delighted to have Matthew Twomey now.
Matthew on board, and very successful manager. I suppose he's from the Douglas Club. We were doing a little bit of
research on him, trying to find a bit of dirt. We might get a bit of him.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get it when he comes on board. But
very successful.
Very successful.
But he knows when to come in and he knows when to go.
He does. And speaking of him,
how are you, Matthew? You're welcome.
Hello, lads. How are you?
How are you doing, Matthew? We were just, swelling your head there for about a minute, and next thing we saw you, we said we better stop. How are you doing?
It's not big enough. I'm great. I'm very apprehensive about this now.
I can't put enough thank you at short notice to I'd kill him otherwise, so he'd no choice to come on and join us today in the pod, Matthew. And I was trying to fill in Aoife that you're a man from Douglas, but I said he's a great talker, so he'll talk us through yourself. We're here, Matthew. I suppose part of the reason we come on the pod is to talk all things camogie, and whatever it is, we have a fondness for Cork. We had
Would
Anna
you like
on.
the Corkonians?
Yeah, we had Anna on last week.
Yeah.
And we had, I know you don't like the word tip mentioned, but I'm only going to just say tip. We had Dennis on a couple of weeks ago, and I said, why not Matthew? So it was Matthew. Tell us a little bit about your coaching career and maybe what got you to 2023.
Before I go into that, anyway, the reason I'm against Aoife is we lost the All-Ireland final there in 2022, and Cork GA very kindly gave the whole team and panel tickets to Westlife for the following Friday. So if we weren't bad enough now after losing the All-Ireland final, I don't think I was taking solids still at that stage. Like, it was just, depression. And Maria said to me,
I hear you.
Martina inside in the pub in Douglas afterwards. So I arrived in anyway, and these Sharon Glynn, Michelle Glynn, Anna was there. Basically was there as well, and Martina, and they were in the semicircle. And this was all planned. Like, I was one chair left, I'd sit down. There was a spotlight over my head.
God bless you.
I swear to God, no. But mastermind lasted 60 seconds. This lasted 60 minutes. They were perfect. It was an interrogation. It was just question after question. I said, if someone woke up and Maria said to me, you have to go to the pub again today after last night.
Hey, you had a great night. We got him at the end of Westlife.
But they're very quiet, you see. The Pierce's women who go for quiet now.
And every time I moved, then Sharon would just give me an old glare, and I was saying, I'm not moving here anyway.
I remember it well.
But Matthew, you've been a very successful manager, and I was just saying to Martina just before you come on, your timing is excellent. You were in with Paddy Murray in, was it 2014? You won the All-Ireland, and then you slipped back out and off you went into the sunset for a little while, and came back then in 2023. or no, you were in 21,
yeah.
And obviously you had 3 years with them, and you won the All-Ireland then against Waterford last year. Probably, well, I won't say you're easier All-Irelands, but you managed it fairly well. And then you went back off into the sunset again.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
What's the trick?
Yeah. What is the trick? What is the magic formula?
I suppose it's called life, isn't it? Look, I think I was with my club Douglas for I had to stop playing younger age. That's a different story altogether. But I went into coaching, so I coached there for about 25 years, 26 years, I think. All grades up to senior hurling, and I did a camogie team for 2 years, and it was very enjoyable. So I got a phone call. I finished up the senior hurlers in 13, and I got a phone call about a week or two later. I was fully going on a sabbatical. I was taking a break, and as soon as I got that phone call, to get involved with the caliber players that were in Cork at the time, now I said, look, I couldn't refuse it. So I was coaching the team that year in 14, and we won the All-Ireland. I was kind of half involved in 15. I stopped going on my personal stuff going on at home, and I then again in 16 as assistant manager to him, and then I just stepped away from it. So I did nothing then for a few years. I just needed a total break from everything, and 2020 then when lockdown came, obviously. The end of that year, Paddy rang me again when I come back involved again, trying to help out the dressing room a bit, and we were there 21 and we got beaten out of Galway. And Paddy was stepping away, he was getting involved with Pat Myers, and with no intention of going for the manager's job. And the players came to me, and look, I said if I go back in the players, I'm happy there. So that was 22, 23 then, yeah. But I was going for 2 years, but to be fair to everybody, we have a business here and almost
very much
busy.
In that, yeah.
It's hectic, and then at home, we the Brady bunch at home, so.
The Brady bunch, And a shout out to Maria because
she's from Tip.
She's from Tip, unfortunately, here we go, And whatever it is with me and successful managers, between yourself and Dennis, your better halves are my first cousins. So, what do you do there?
Like the mafia.
We are like the mafia.
We actually, Maria's dad passed away last year. I got them. They would take them. And John Lewis, then be another Niamh Harkin's husband. The three of us inside in the kitchen, Cork, Limerick, and Tipperary managers.
All managers, imagine.
Brilliant.
Unreal.
And no one talking.
and no one talking, exactly.
Yeah.
But I suppose, not taken from your success, I suppose Maria has been a great, I suppose, support to you in the background, Matthew, and she's the foundation as well. And I suppose her encouragement for you to give it your all for the last 2 years and to reap the reward for success. I'm sure you were delighted stepping down and bringing that home to her as well. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I couldn't have done it without her support. It's everything. With work, I can work extra hours. But it's you could say you train 3 nights a week or 4 nights a week. We were training last year, but it's 7 nights a week. And it's all day, all night.
Hours and hours, yeah.
Hours, and even the time we do get out. My head is gone the other way. I still think about Camogie, about doing something, and she could tell me something today, and next thing 3 days later, I told you that Tuesday, and I was going, "Oh, you didn't." And
you get you're so absorbed in it. I suppose
it's mad. Yeah, but I was just lucky. I suppose that she was so steeped in GA as well, and she won an All-Ireland 99. So look, she knows what I was about. But she let me go. But I'd say if I said to her I was going for a third year, I'd say. That would have been a different conversation.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to take it on if you didn't have the support, and the fact that she's such a great sports person as well, and like you said, she's steeped in GAA history herself, that it worked for you and for you, and you won Manager of the Year in 2023 as well. So look, you're taking all the accolades, you're not?
Sure, you're taking all the accolades, and again,
that's only a token gesture. Whoever wins the All-Ireland gets that. So that's
no, you can't. No, in fairness to you,
I don't like that stuff because there was, I think 12 or 13 was in the management in total, and still more was in the front because we was really more than anything else. They're only facilitating all them. It's the background team do everything. Brilliant S&C, great coaches, even people involved. I had a girl, Jennifer Megan, she was helping me out in a lot of administration stuff. All that stuff, and I put the front of it, which is fine. I know someone has to do it, but I don't agree with kind of these individual accolades. I even player there, I'm not gone in them either. I just think it's a team, or it's the management team. The management team for us last year were absolutely superb, and I was only one of the cogs in that, and to be pushed up then. I don't agree with them, but in them as well.
But in fairness, let's just say on the other side of it, then if if someone was on the chopping block, it's only you that's going to get on the chopping block. Like the S&C coach and the administration isn't going to be. It is you that's the.
Yeah, we had a bit of that last year. We lost against Galway 3 times, and we lost against Galway in the league final. Then we got beaten by Waterford, we got beaten by Galway that night, and like it was totally endable. Like but I don't mind. I think even when we went through that bad spell last year, I knew by the meetings we were having that the players still believed in what we were doing, and we believed in them. There was a lot of different things that we can explain that, but we weren't going for no watching out there. Like there was so many things going on for us at the time with injuries and etc. But we just said, look, we just get on with it. So as long as I knew, I didn't give a flip what was going on outside. Like then.
Yeah. But we'll say, and I suppose you had. I'm going to have to bring up the Davy. So you had Davy with you, and Aoife. I suppose Aoife had Davy with our Drahan one year, and
we did.
What did he bring? He brought a county final.
Well, we were in 2018. Was the last time we won the county final. Like we were going poor at the time, and there was nearly emergency meetings between us because we were just going so bad. And the next thing, Fintan Mack, our manager at the time, would be friendly with Davy Fitz, and he brought him in, and he just brought a new lease of life. Now I know there's.
I don't know if you've been listening during the week. James Scahill had some lovely words to say about him.
I'd rather eat poo-poo.
Oh yeah, exactly. He'd rather eat cow dung, than have Davy Fitz. But I'm not trying to blow his trumpet, but did he bring something special to the table, Matthew, in his time with you?
Yeah, but there's no doubt about it. He to be fair to Paddy Murray, Paddy left it in a good position. That when we took it over, David just brought something totally different. Paddy was very kind of tactical and astute and all that kind of stuff. David brings something more to that. Like the pre-season they did, I used to be out in the field watching them. I actually felt sorry for them. You probably know Aoife as well, but pre-season stuff, the running,
worked hard,
the tackling drills, everything. That definitely stood to us, even though we knew he was coming for the year. That definitely stood to us last year because we were coming in. The start of 23, the fitness levels are still at a very high level, and even their tackling last year still they reaped the wars of Davy. But look, Davy came with a package. There was about 3 or 4 of them came down, and it was an experience to work with a man. He's like a man. Some people love him, some people hate him.
That's it. Yeah.
I know it with the man. He came down and he did it out of his goodness, of his voluntary. He came down it was. So it was
and same with us. He didn't take, in fairness to him, and as you said, people either love him or hate him, but he definitely does bring a character to it. But there's talks of him now coming to Galway. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? And fair play to Henry Shefflin as well. Look at it. I think it was a time of transition in Galway hurling, and I don't know if anyone had taken it over, what would it have made much odds? Was anybody going to beat Limerick for the last couple of years? But look at you now. You're I know we're changing the subject going on to the hurling, but But in fairness, Davy Fitz, and at the time I remember I got a serious injury. I fractured my neck, and I was just in bad shape at the time. And he organised a man up in Carlow, Star was his name. And I was going up and down to Carlow, and it was him that done that out of the goodness of, and I was back in time for the county final. So I have to thank Davy Fitz. I wouldn't have been playing only for him. He believed in me and believed in our team. So.
We'll say I'm talking now all things camogie, Matthew. In your time with Cork, and we'll say that 2-year stint, had you the support of the county board? I'm thinking here in Galway, fundraising is a massive issue with women's sport. And I was looking at the matches at the weekend, and I was looking at the Kilkenny-Clare hurling match, and just before it, obviously Kilkenny were playing Dublin in the camogie, and no seats were filled. And then I'm saying, sure, it's no wonder girls aren't getting the same or the equal treatment like that of the male counterparts. If they're not filling the seats, where's all this money going? Do you know what I mean? How was Cork for you, Matthew? Or like in Galway, did you do a little bit of fundraising yourselves in order to? Because I'm sure I know you're a man of your word, and you would look after the girls 100%.
Yeah, I suppose that was the part of the thing when I took on the junior party, I had to bring it up at a different level, whatever party had it, my own level, and that would be one of my main things is the players. I look after them as best as I can, but we got X amount off Cork Camogie, which is all they could afford. I'm not criticising them.
Oh, absolutely, but same with everyone,
We needed X, Y, Z. Like, so when Dave was involved, players were like, he sat down with the players, what do you want, what don't you want, and they wanted, whatever simple stuff, like even just the gear, the training gear, and all that. They wanted 2 sets of training gear. That we had a red gear for Thursday, white gear for Tuesday, kind of stuff. And then we had to get the players to get individually sponsored, €500 each.
Oh wow!
And that didn't even cover it. So then we had to run the golf classic. Linda Melrick, she was unbelievable to me when I was involved. She took over the golf classic, and there was other ex-players, no fairness, they all did that. So that was last, or 2022, and last year was the same. We had to go golf, and it's only for the basics.
Yeah.
Like your point about, there's no one there. We played down last from Park Key, and I'd say there was 100, 150 people there.
And what is it, Matthew? What is it? Why aren't we filling these seats?
I'm going to be killed here now with this, but I blame women. I blame ex-players. They don't come down.
No, you're right. Myself and Aoife had this conversation.
It's the women don't support women. Don't support women.
No, and even if ex-players, like I'm going back 10 years now since I started with Cork Camogie, like some of those ex-players, they don't go watching the Cork matches.
And that's true. And you won't be killed.
And they know what it feels like. When you feel like when you were playing that there was no support, and like you're saying, geez, when I finish, I'm going to come down and support the players. They don't do it.
No, you don't. You'd rather go to a junior F hurling challenge match than to go to a county junior final. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not blaming the association.
The numbers are big in the underage because obviously the parents have to bring anyone that's under 16 or under 18.
You'll always have crowds.
You'll always have crowds because they have to bring them. But then on the second match, obviously, because Limerick and Cork,
they brought a serious crowd. There was a better crowd, So it's.
But they weren't there for the camogie either. They were there for the hurling with the community behaviour.
No. But about the integration then with the GA, I know there's probably a bit more finance could be afforded to the team, but it's still not going to increase the crowds. 7,000 for the 2 semi-finals last year. Now, when there were 2 cracking games, 7,000. You get that a league game and crap. Minimum. So,
and I think there was
absolutely
there was a bit of talk as well about the cost. Was it €50 or €55, and for people that were supporting the camogie up along, it was kind of 10, 15, €20. And suddenly it was gone up to 50. But if you want integration as well, and if you want a little bit of equality, you're going to have to pay that little bit more because
exactly.
If you're getting double headers like that,
But it seems the fundraising issue seems to be it's across the board, and the reason I'm asking you is because we've asked everyone on, and that was a great idea. I thought that every player get a bit of sponsorship, but isn't it horrible?
So what about us? Is Matthew sponsored? See, Matthew, every time we get someone on. We say it every time. No,
I forgot to tell you Matthew.
We haven't had a chance to put on what they've sent us now.
But listen to me.
No, for start. I know that's all you're looking for now. Playing Cork and not a semi-final, you get a Cork man on it. It's going to go on.
And speaking of semi-finals, what did you think of the quarterfinals at the weekend, Matthew?
Very surprised with the double Kilkenny game, to be honest. I didn't see it coming because I saw Dublin against Cork and they didn't score from play. I was very surprised with it. Look, I think I'm so mad. It was great. I had a great relationship with Brian Dolan. I just think they look rudderless. They're losing a few players. They're massive.
I think they're transitioning at the moment. They're in a transition stage.
I didn't watch the game. I didn't know what style of play they were trying to play. There was no set form to it.
No, there wasn't.
For years there, you didn't need getting the ball and make a run to the corner, they ping it, and it worked seamlessly.
Yeah.
But I just felt there was no system to it. There was puck outs were going straight, and I don't know. I feel very sorry for him because Kilkenny have been great for the last 10 years. And
absolutely,
the team going like this, and it's a big blow from getting beaten by Dublin. But all due respect to Dublin, but it was a big blow to them, and we'll see what happens.
They were very physical, though. In fairness, they brought it to them. They
did.
They did not, and that's what you want to have a team when they go up there. There's a bit of fight, it's the same with the Galway game. I think the goal that.
Well, Galway made it hard again, as usual. Galway are tending to leave everything till the very end.
Yeah.
Do you know what? But Beth Carton had been injured. And she was carrying a leg. Do you know what I mean?
And plus, I think she'd have broken bone in her hand as well.
That's right. She broke her hand.
So Galway were lucky, but sure, I suppose only for Aoife Dunne, who hadn't played for a couple of weeks.
knowing that's coming on to you, like I was thinking a bit about Galway, like, and the last, we said 2 years, they've won the league and they've won nearly every game in the round robin series, and they've been beaten in the semi-finals. So maybe the upper road this year might stand to them better. Like, it's a big game against Tipperary.
Oh, it's massive. And I suppose psychologically, Galway will obviously want one back on them from being, I suppose, pinched for the league final.
Yeah.
But that'll probably be the tougher of the two semi-finals. Your two teams in the All-Ireland, obviously Cork and...
No sitting on the fence.
Oh, lads, that's the
come out.
You're going to have, I know, we have to say it.
And we have the semi-final appearance now. So who was it? Was it last week? Oh, Anna couldn't pick because she didn't know the quarterfinal.
It's Galway, or it's either Galway or Tip Matthew versus.
Yeah, is that getting grief here or no? Or they're getting no dinner at home tonight? Like, so that's my choice. Like.
No dinner at home tonight. Which is it?
I go with grief.
I genuinely, I suppose, look. After seeing Galway in the quarter final, I just thought I don't think as a certain team, and when you see the likes of players like Shawnee Healy, Sarah Dorvan, Spellman, Helbert, like Siobhan McGrath, even like whatever happened there, I don't want to know. I don't know about it. And
just took a year out. She just decided she wanted to travel.
It's they're huge losses. Like Niamh Kilkenny coming back is huge. It's fantastic. Plus, she's one of the best I've seen. But like, is she fully fit back there yet? I don't know, but I just feel Tipperary have something this year. I call it a draw.
Call it a draw. Okay. I'll tell you.
Take the splinters. Take the splinters.
There.
And listen, I suppose in your experience then, Matthew, both as a player in your younger days, as a coach in your latter years, how has the game, do you think, evolved, the game of camogie evolved? Is it for the betterment, or, what changes might you foresee in the future regarding the game?
Or even the rules.
Or the rules, anything.
Yeah, I think the chances have been huge. Like when we started off in, as I say, 2014, like you're like our main waves, I think you have to come back to All-Ireland champs in 13. We played in Downpack Ring.
Right, yeah.
But you're playing Galway's or Wexford with Darcy, the Jacobs and all that. It was a very physical game, and then all of a sudden they clamped down and all. And I thought around 15, 16, 17 was like a free-taking competition.
Yeah,
so last year they've kind of like let the rules go again now. It's great, but there is a few things in it. Like, that's the reason why people didn't go watching it, because you couldn't watch it. But I think in the last few years, the quality of the game, the skill levels, the physicality, and all that has gone through the roof. Now, there's a few rules, like this barging rule that you get a yellow card if you run straight.
Yeah, but you don't know if you're barging or not barging. I still don't know.
No, I still don't. I mean, last year in this semi-final quarter-final against Kilkenny, and Cliona Healy was straight to one goal, going up the strike, and obviously the back came out the clinger, and she got a free against her in a booking. And it's easy to say, look, the referee was wrong, but I can't even judge the rules either. Like, so how they meant to be consistent with them, and that's the killer.
That's the killer.
I think
that's exactly it.
I think the back is allowed to stand their ground, but you as the player with the ball, the player with the ball is blind nearly.
But if you're ploughing down a goal and your head is down, and next thing the back just stands up, sure, Jesus Christ, you have no chance.
No chance, not at all. Like teams, like, because I've taught people, like, I know of teams who try to, if there's a girl in a yellow card, they're trying to force her into that to get her sent off, like, and all that kind of stuff. It's silly, but look, no, the improvement has been huge there. As you say, the flow is there and all that, like, but and they I like the likes of, John Darmley, Liz Dempsey, Ray Kelly. Like, I think they're like, and there's more now, and just mentioning them, but I think they are improving the game as well by letting the game flow a bit more.
Flow a little bit more.
Even Galway game now, I thought that Liz Dempsey had a great game down there.
She did.
I know it was a bit one side, but I thought she let the game flow as much as she possibly could. Like.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure on the refs as well, and it's the inconsistencies is the problem, like you said, with some of the rules. Especially the barging rule. It is, even though it sounds easy on paper, but then when you're in the middle of the flow of the game, maybe they need more help. I know we keep saying it about two referees. Like, the game has been too fast.
Yeah, it has.
It definitely is. Like, wouldn't be a referee for nothing when he saw it.
Yeah, and what about the counties then, Matthew? Will say, I'm thinking Galway played Clare over in Athenry there a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God, the result was just, I don't think they mentioned it, the massive gap between some of the counties. Do you think, is it working, or is it that they're less developed, or they've less finance or resources to try and bring them up to the levels of the Corks, Kilkenny's, Galway?
What can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a North East podcast last week, and the same thing came up, like, and like my thinking to it now over the last few years, like we've given teams enough of beatings, like, and I'm nearly going up apologising to the opposition manager because look,
I know
I'm getting involved. I know myself that look, we have a good chance of getting to Croke Park. We have a good chance of being competitive.
Yeah.
And you're looking at these people getting involved, and you know they have no hope. And the players then as well, like, you know, it's insane how they go do the same amount of training as Galway, the same amount of training as Cork and Tipperary, and what are they getting out of it afterwards? This kind of like it's embarrassing.
It
like,
is.
You could split the seniors into a top six, like and another six, like we say, the six quarterfinalists or the four quarterfinalists and two semi-finalists. I'm just saying, for instance, like have the six of them in a group and then have the next six, because like you're even looking at, we said Antrim, you know, God love them this year now, and even Down losing Liam Mallon, losing McCarthy to us a couple
She's
years
a
ago
massive
too.
loss, like
massive loss to Down.
But if they went down and played Cork second team or Galway second team, like you'd fear from there as well. And you see Antrim in intermediate, they had to give a walkover last week to Carlow, but they scored 4 points in 4 games and conceded 190. Like, you know,
I know, yeah.
But I don't think, then you can say that, because normally with the northern teams, we always said for years and years.
They always brought that physicality, didn't they?
Yeah, but they were kitted out to the nines. There was always plenty of money. So I don't think it's money, but maybe it's coaches or maybe it's other things that's got in the way.
That's exactly it. I don't think resources is the issue, because like, you know, I just think, like, as I say, when Paddy rang me in 2013, he's like, the conversation we had was about this, that, and other, like, and like my mind was made up straight away, but I had to play cool. But like he said, they give you 50-50 chance of making the Croke Park. And I went, yeah, like, but what's the incentive of someone? We say, and I'm not being disrespectful to people who are involved, I know, but if you want to like, get the best coaches in, what's the incentive to go to a team that they know, like, no matter what they do here, like the chances of them qualifying or even staying out of relegation is minimal. Like, you know, they could look at Joe Quaid inside with Limerick after John, this was their last year, Joe Quaid this year, like, and he's celebrating to staying up from relegation, like, you know, that's hard going, like.
It is.
To soul the Stein, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is, and if you decide to the players, when we're there during the week, she's over in Dubai, and she's playing camogie over, and like she was down in Douglas, and she's saying that the whole team played into county camogie. They have a team over in Galway, the whole team played into county. So like, you know, these players that are kind of, you're saying, am I going for the next 9-10 months of this hardship, or will I just move on? Like, and that's what's happening.
I suppose a lot done, but more to do.
But maybe it's other sports as well. It's not just like we're doing a thing there on like girls in sport and stuff, and 1 in 6 by the time they get to secondary school are given up the game of camogie. Like 1 in 6 is a massive. It's a scary statistic. Can't you hardly even say it? But there's other sports like rugby and soccer and stuff taking over.
They just take precedence, yeah. You see, there's a bit of fun in them. They don't take it as serious.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like this, you see some places, like, you know, you hear stories about that. Like there could be underage people looking after teams, and they're trying to nurse their ego rather than after the team. You know, they're like kind of
There's always a few of those.
There's always a few of those. I hope you're not one of those parents on the sideline.
She's not.
You're very positive. Are you silent?
No, absolutely. I go to
no Corkman silent.
No Corkman silent. Hey, have you got your ticket already for Croke Park? You have?
No, the chance. It's ridiculous.
Well, you know, you throw a few up our way anyhow if you find it on the ground.
Was that not what they always do?
Yeah, they always did that.
We're stung. Yeah.
Listen, before you go, final thing, your legacy. What advice would you give to any aspiring camogie player or manager, I suppose, who wants to maybe reach the highest level, or, you know, the level that you got in 2020?
Like a player wise, I suppose it's the main thing is down to graft. Like, you know, that's the main, like, you know, if you have a talent, it obviously helps. Like, but I just think, like, you see some people there, like, they just have a pure desire to work to be the best they can be, and I suppose that's the environment we created there for the last couple of years, is just to train. Like, we know that you can reach 100%, but we get another 1 or 2% out of it, and like there's a lot of work with that. As regards manager, like I think, again, you know, I suppose ego can't stay there. Like, you have to come in part of a group, listen to people, you know. Like my motto always has been for the last, I'd say, 20 years, is that if a player wakes up on a Tuesday morning and says, "Oh Jesus, I trained tonight, I'm doing something wrong." So you always want to people to move forward. It's the place to be. It's a positive place.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The place that you're going to bait them with a stick. Like, we obviously have fun, and we got people around Teddy, Donovan, and Anthony Lee. We're two jesters, we say, on our management last year. Like, and So if things were down, even in the days of All-Ireland finals, you have to have a bit of crack, like, and just...
Yeah, absolutely. Or if the manager wakes up on the Tuesday morning and says, Jesus Christ, I am training, I think it's time.
There's about 3 months I was like that every morning. Yeah.
So Matthew, will we see you back in a managerial position in the Cork Camogie team or hurling team? Yeah. Or are you coming to Galway? Are you one of these?
Oh Jesus, yeah. No, I say my legacy, is done. Like I was happy enough, obviously, that we won the All-Ireland and passed it on, and is in as good a position I got it, if not better. No, but I never go backwards. Like I wouldn't go back in again.
Fair play to your business.
I reckon he could be one of the side runners for the Galway hurling job, and you're bringing Fitzy with you. We know him.
Listen to me, regards to the Brady Bunch and to Maria, and thanks a million for taking the time out.
Thanks very much for having me on.
Appreciate it. And
thanks a million, Matthew. Great to talk to you.
Up for a bit of fun. Matthew, thank you so much, and talk to you soon, all right? God bless you.
Thanks very much.
Take care, Matthew. Thanks a million.
Bye.
He's good old crack.
He's a ticket.
So I'd say you'd some night that night.
Oh, stop it.
Westlife. Who did he say? Lahine, was it?
Tracy Lahine. Shout out to Tracy Lahine, Sharon Glynn, Anya Hillary, Michelle Glynn, and myself.
Quite crew.
Down at Westlife, met Matthew and Maria.
Down in Douglas, is it?
Down in Cork, staying very close to them, didn't realise it. And next thing I rang Maria and I said, where are you? And she said, we'll meet at such and such a pub. Walked in. The minute the girls saw him, V-line, put him sitting in the middle of the floor and
interview process
questions about where did it all go wrong. But anyhow, look at
thanks Matthew for coming on. We might go through. So obviously it's been a busy week with league finals and stuff like that.
It has, with Camogie league finals and everything, and I suppose with the intermediates playing on Saturday.
Taking on Kerry
in Simple Stadium. Best wishes to Conor Dolan and his crew there,
because they took on Cork last week now,
and they got a bit of a hammer.
But somebody look at that and they say, geez, what's going on with the intermediates? They would have been playing 4 weeks in a row, so it was a great opportunity for Conor and his team. But to give all of the girls that may not have got some game time,
you never know, they might be looking for someone.
Yeah, and obviously they're playing Kerry, and nothing to be sniffed at either.
Well, no, considering that the Kerry team is made up of nearly the one club.
Yeah. So the best to look at 4 o'clock on Saturday and in Simple Stadium. So get out and get bums on seats again.
And best wishes to Sharon and her management team, the under-16s. They're out against Cork. A big ask in the under-16 championship.
But I think
in Mallow.
They're going well at training.
But Galway have improved, and they're going well at training. And again, hopefully, as Aoife said, get yourselves out and get yourselves down and get yourselves supporting. And I suppose with the few league finals.
Yeah, I have a few written down here. Obviously, we got beaten last night by Sarsfields. It was a great game. Like, we were well in it just before half-time, kind of goals went in, heads went down. But I think to beat Sarsfields, you need 15 players need to be playing well and
playing together. Yeah.
Exactly. So look, they're a great outfit.
It gave you, I suppose, good insight into
where we're at. Now we got a nice clipping at the end, but look, it's good to. It's great to be playing in finals.
Well, are they the ones that you want to try?
They're the ones, they're all Ireland. Do you know?
Yeah.
So
no yellow cards or anything.
No, just the one. No, just the one.
Okay, just the one.
You have to go get one.
I suppose, you take it for the team. Rumour has it.
I need to talk to Kevin Egan on that one. But anyway, so obviously Sarsfields beat ourselves. Thomas has won the Division 2, or Senior B. Clarenbridge won their one against Abbeynackmoy. Ormore beat Gahanna in Division 3. Division 4 was Clymer beat Haskra. Division 5 was Crowell, they beat Abbeynackmoy. So fair play to Abbeynackmoy, they're showing. Gahanna beat Mike Cullen. David bet Salt Hill, and then
Kinnairn bet Ballindury.
And then wherever in the minor, Coleman's obviously in the Division 8, well done to them, bet Mulla, and in the Division 4, Clymer bet Coshariga, and where it's about Toureen bet Kiltormer then in the Division 4. That's all I have. I'd like to thank James London for sending me on those, because you know the way there's so many games going on, you don't want to miss out on anyone. I don't think I've missed anyone there. Have I? Division?
No, and it's not as if we're doing match reports, but it's just
nice to call out with clubs and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And look at, I suppose, the week that's in it too with the, I suppose, the untimely and sad passing of John O'Mahony. And I suppose while we're talking of managers and great coaches down through the years, here in your own house, Aoife, I suppose Alan would have had very good memories. And we're going to invite Alan to join us. Alan Kane, goalkeeper, very successful goalkeeper in 2001 when Galway won the All-Ireland as a player. And I'd like to welcome Alan on board. And maybe, Alan, you might have a chat with us about John.
So when we got the news on Sunday, it was a sad house, wasn't it? Good to have you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
Good to see you,
I haven't
Alan.
seen you in ages. So Alan, tell us, look, obviously you got the news on Sunday and it was a terrible shock. And I know, obviously, from any time I met John O'Mahony, he's a very serene kind of a character and just very kind of a gentleman. And you've spoken so highly of him down through the years. And tell us your, thoughts on him and
as a manager, and I suppose how
and your relationship with him.
Yeah, so look at John down through the years when I got first of all, I suppose in 2001 was the year which was where my dreams came through, where I got to put on the Galway jersey and tug out for Galway in Croke Park, and I suppose he gave me that opportunity, and I'll be forever indebted to him. And Sunday morning it was emotional here.
Of course it was, absolutely, and Aoife was telling me, and that's good, you keep it going.
But it was look, John was a great character behind it all. Like, you know what I mean? His man management was second to none. He'd have the small details down refined. Even coming up to the All-Ireland final, he came up to me beforehand and he mentioned about, you see the Euros going on at the moment, and penalty takers, and they'd have it written on the bottle. Well, John had that done out for me for Trevor Giles of getting the penalty.
Wow,
which side? Which side? He had 3 or 4 of his last penalties.
So that's
what John was about, and look at as I said, his man management and his finer details. Like, he seemed to have, like, in play teams, he seemed to have somebody in the inside and then the know of other teams. Like, he'd be picking out corner forwards or corner backs, what their style of play was, and he'd be able to pass that information on to the rest of the team. Vital. Like,
unbelievable,
so he'd ears and eyes to the ground everywhere around the country, like, but no, to Geraldine and the girls, we send out our sincere condolences, and like I was speaking to his nephew during the week there, and he told me that he wasn't well, and because I suppose when the news came through, of course we were shocked to hear it. But there's some great stories about Jono, and even I remember coming up to him at the semi-final of the Ireland that year against Derry, and I had tickets for you too.
Not Westside, but you too.
And
I
went up to John and I said, just about 3 weeks before the semi-final, done the time before you had the months to get ready for the semi-final. But I said to John, geez, John, I have tickets for you too. Is there any chance I could go? And when you hear John go, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Sell.
Why, John? Geez, I paid money for the ticket.
We're very naive or what?
I don't know. I suppose it was. But I had that look. I said, I'd chance it and see. And at the end of it, John being the kind of monetary kind of, like, he said, look at Alan, he says, it was A versus B game that day. But that's where he says, I'll leave it up to yourself.
Oh, the famous.
That was enough said. You knew what to do.
More and the tickets were gone and sold. And you were my priority type with that. But that's what John was. And I said, like, John was a very thorough, and he's best room reporting. He very seldom cursed, but when he did have to fly, we knew we were in trouble. We did, and we had great memories and for nights out afterwards, and
of course
going to Cranakilla after we used to love going to Cranakilla and Tuam for the dinner, and John's cup of coffee and cream. He loved the cup of coffee.
You said that, he wanted coffee and cream.
Again, the small things and the great memories.
That's what it's all about in the legacy. And as I said, I don't think we'll ever see the likes of where a person, a manager, has brought 8 titles to 3 different companies.
Exactly. And I'm sure the Galway lads will be thinking of that going into the Donegal game as well.
Exactly, like, you know what I mean. So there will be, I suppose, like, there was a nice tribute to him last Sunday, the Cork Limerick match, and he deserved that, and so did Geraldine and the girls, like, you know what I mean. We'll be there tomorrow to send our respects. Exactly. So
thanks for coming on,
and that's it, my friend.
That's it for now.
He's not moving now. We'll keep him.
You might as well. We'll keep you here.
Exactly. And look, thanks to Matthew, very successful Cork manager, for coming on, and great bit of crack.
He's good old crack, and sure, the Harkins is a bit of a everywhere.
Oh, look at it. We're like, as he said, the Brady bunch.
The Brady bunch
everywhere. And thanks a million to Alan for giving his little bit.
And big condolences to the Mahoney family.
To John and to Geraldine and all the extended Mahoney family. And it's goodbye from me, my friend.
And goodbye from me.
And shout out for all the cool camps for next week. We're in Ballinderry next week.
And Keen Ryan doing all the work there in the background.
Exactly. And in Claffey in Galway.
Galway.
Thanks a million.
That's it.